Do me a favor and pretend that anything I'm about to say makes sense. Despite knowing that I wanted to make a video about this, I didn't think about how I wanted to make it, and therefore I recorded absolutely no live commentary. I didn't want to make a tutorial as I am in no way qualified to make one of those, but I didn't really know how to approach this otherwise. So I guess we're getting creative. What you're about to consume is a lot of speed paints with me pretending I did this live to make up for the fact that I'm too much of a wuss to actually stream, and I'll get there someday, but that's not now. You're watching an idiot with a dream, a working computer, and poor decision-making skills do her absolute fucking best. Enjoy! Alright, first day at tackling this silly shit, documented by this here tweet. Oh girl, you didn't hear that. If it isn't painfully obvious, I am severely jealous of everyone with a model and cope by pretending I'm okay with being a PNG. I'm not spiteful, not in the slightest. Having been surrounded by other people making models, my ego went, I can do that, and thus we, and by we, I really mean I, set out on a long and dread-filled journey. Our starting point was Our starting point? Nope. So our starting point was all about how to design a VTuber video. I love my design, don't get me wrong, but at this point I've accepted that it's not the most effective outside of the initial shock value. So onward to answering a couple questions I go, and a couple really stand out to me. What kind of content do I want to make? Who is my target audience? And what is my personal vibe? Or at least I think those were the questions. I'm low-key too lazy to look at the actual sheet right now. For a fat minute, I made gaming content, but that was mostly to get the ropes of content creation, editing, and all that other time-consuming shit. But I actually want to make art-focused content and book reviews. Riveting, I know. But hear me out. I love a juicy, messy, shittily written, and dramatic romance novel. Imagine all the fun and gossiping, but the drama isn't really all that real, let alone serious. It's like those video game lore videos, but about werewolves and vampires that don't understand that kidnapping someone isn't a viable form of seduction. Ugh, I know. So that leads to my next question. I want to develop an audience predominantly of artists and people who like to listen. I want the honor of being your mildly amusing background noise, to be your not really but kind of sort of a podcast. I want to develop an audience that's sort of like me, that scours YouTube for something good to listen to while I draw or work. So I mean, hey, if that's you. The next 10 days of my life, I spent drawing, separating, and coloring my model. And while I could yap about that, I'm gonna yap about my actual design instead. I know it's not obvious, but my Sona is sort of based around holes. It's subtle. I understand how you could miss it. At first, I just had one large gaping hole, but the silhouette looked like shit, so I redesigned her. Take two had people calling me pepperoni pizza and Swiss cheese, so once again, I redesigned her. As far as the outfit goes, I want to do something that matched my personal vibe, or at least what I perceive my personal vibe to be. I went to the clothing store once and decided to go to the tall and large section. Now, I'm not extremely tall, sitting somewhere around 5'8" or 172 for everyone else, but there's something special about lounging in a shirt 3 times your size and may or may not be wearing pants. It's just comfy. And as mentioned, I am an artist. The smudge on my face is not a result of me working in the mines. I am an adult, but from me wiping my face. When I was younger, I used to do traditional art, namely with, and you'd never guess, pencil and paper. I was too broke for those fancy Prismacolors, and since I drew a lot, I developed this thing called Silverhand. Silverhand is when an artist is like drawing and the graphite kind of gets like all on their hand. Now this shit got everywhere. And I mean, it ended up on my walls, on my clothes, in my mouth. I'm joking. But for real, it ended up everywhere. So as an homage to younger me and a little nod to me being an artist, I put graphite stains on my character. And yes, that includes my shirt. I imagine that it'd be cute if sometimes I just decorated my shirt like smacking my little graphite covered hands on the shirt like I was doing some kind of pre-K finger painting. Now, sure, if you don't like that image, you can totally imagine a brave victim had the audacity to touch my chest. And sure, you can even imagine that that brave victim was you.
I just wanna be part of your symphony.
If I sound severely different, it's because I recorded that last bit like literally a month ago. So from my experience, rigging was sort of easy. In fact, it was more tedious than hard, actually. And granted, I might be biased. I might just be talented and blessed and be the chosen one. But my crippling self-doubt and reality tell me that I just had tutorials available to me and that I have more than one brain cell. Oh my god, gold star. My fucking god. Okay, for this part, I followed Chibuko's beginner Live2d tutorial playlist. There's just something about that title that called for me. Beginner tutorial. Captivating. Wow, this shit looks freaky as fuck. Following this girly who has a much better sense for aesthetics than I ever will, I slowly but surely worked my way into the process. Except I didn't, because I immediately recognized the problem. No. The leg holes aren't clipping. No, shit, fuck me sideways. Okay. Now, someone who is far more experienced in Live2d than me might have been able to find out a way for this shit to work, but me being the beginner I struggled. I coped by trying to just on and off it. Tech support would be so proud. But to my luck, of course, that shit didn't work. So, you know what I did? Did you fix it, 9? That's right! I ignored it. Well, that's later's me problem, I guess. So, on to the rigging. I prepared a head turn reference sheet so it wasn't too insanely difficult. A lot of this was really just trust the process-esque because, like I said, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I tweeted about my rigging process quite a few times, and I'm not gonna lie, I low-key fuck with Buzzcut9. She looks so cute. Like, girl. Damn. So as I'm recording this, I have no clue what footage I'm going to be using to give y'all a visual of my process, but chances are it'll be pretty fast, and at some point things will look noticeably different. Like I mentioned, I had no clue about how I wanted to approach this video, and so I kind of didn't record shit. Like, I did, but not a whole ton of it. So if things start looking severely different, no, you did not trip. I was really excited to rig the hair, like really, until I realized, damn, I didn't really know how to do all that. Well, I'm sure Professora Chibuko had the answer to all my ailments. I went and searched for another video. Oddly enough, the concept of rigging long hair didn't really click for me until I watched someone else do it. In which case, I love you. You saved my life. In the meantime though, I opted to skip the hair rigging and went straight to the body. I didn't mention it, but I actually drew 9 naked in the interest of adding on their outfits. So I'm going to show you none of that. YouTube, please monetize me once I reach the requirements. And instead, I am going to show you this graphic. My head goes crazy. That bitch is on a swivel. So imagine my surprise when the body didn't do the same. That would have had me fucked up. Like, you mean to tell me that my head was dynamic as all get out, but my body was stiffer than a 7-day-old dead fish? Absolutely not. So I rigged the body twice. I wanted 9 to move to have some semblance of hip sway. I'm an honest person. I refused to let my hips lie. And once I ran out of reasons to procrastinate on the leg holes, I did them. In total, I took around 17 days to rig my model thoroughly at the cost of my sleep schedule and general daylight. I want y'all to understand, I can't go to bed until 9 a.m. now. I know, I'm poor. I'm poor, VTube Studio. I'm poor, okay? Fuck. Hi. Ta-da. To clarify, I was 100% joking when I was saying I was the chosen one earlier. I want to make that super clear. While I love... Wow, fuck, that looked weird. While I love my baby girl, I am so very aware that she has flaws, okay? But for my first model, I am extremely proud. Wow, why did I look off to the side? Dude, it looks like I'm lying. And with that, I want to say thank you for watching my video. Seeing as I am primarily a video content creator, this is pretty much the closest I will get to an actual like debut right now. So yeah, thank you for showing up. If I premiered it, hi chat. If I didn't, never mind. Despite my dormancy for 7 months, give or take, I appreciate all the support. My shit is bugging because I'm moving too much. I appreciate all the support from everyone. From people hyping up my videos. You know who you are. You are making me paranoid. You are scaring me. You actively scare me. Because what if I don't live up to expectations? What are you gonna do now? You've been telling people I make fire content. And now what? I make shit? Okay, what was I? Oh yes, from people hyping up my videos to asking, yo, when's the next drop? All of that really means a lot to me. After this video, I have another one. Fuck, I'm going crazy. After this video, I have another one that I have to work on. So keep an eye out for that. Like little dangling noise when I like shake my head, right? It's just like you hear. Maybe I'll have it like a bell sound. I don't know. But keep an eye out. That.